really, you look back in the playoff games he pitched last year, back against the wall, elimination type games, and he dominated. And then he goes out and does that again today. I mean, there is something. I mean, he's very good at what he's mastered his craft. I mean, he was sticking it today, but yeah, I mean, he's a very calm guy. I mean, he does. I don't think I've ever seen him get too revved up. He doesn't ever get down on himself. I mean, as well as he's pitched in 2 years here, he's really no need. But I think he's a very confident, relaxed guy, and probably as good as any pitcher I've ever had. That in crunch time, he gets in those jams. He's Houdini. I mean, he can get out of those jams. I mean, he didn't really have any today, but I've seen him over the last couple of years. He can get out of jams with the best of them I've ever had. So. But a lot of that is belief, and he doesn't get rattled.
Over here on the right.
John, you've said good things happen when your team hits home runs, but did you see an outcome of the game like today?
Well, usually things happen good to all teams that hit home runs, to be honest with you. Now, what was it? What was the...
Well, despite that, did you see an outcome? Did it surprise you?
Well, in reality, I mean, we were due to break out. I thought we worked Cole really, really tough because he's one of the elite pitchers in the game. That third inning, we made him work and got a couple big hits, Tulo's double, to give us some breathing room right out of the gate. But that's one thing we do, even if we're struggling with the bats. I mean, we make starters work. We may not always tack on a bunch of runs, but, 5 innings, they've all worked normally pretty tough, So, but, yeah, I mean, we're capable of that, just like they're capable on the other side. Those things flip in a hurry. But it was kind of nice. You can't say we necessarily relaxed, but it was kind of nice to have a game where you get a little breathing room because we haven't had too many of those lately.
Let's start over here on the left and then to the middle.
You guys haven't had a complete game all year. I don't think Marco's ever had one. Was it a tough decision to take him out there in the ninth?
Well, no, the whole plan was, I think it's pretty cool if in a playoff game, if you can throw a complete game shutout. Once he gave that up, the whole idea was, hey, you're going to pitch again, we hope, and then so you got to save some things. It's late in the year. These guys have all thrown a lot. He definitely wanted to stay in, because it's kind of odd that we haven't had a complete game. But once he gave that up, I thought, you know what? And, it gets to Pair a chance to get into a playoff game, too, which, hopefully could benefit him. We need him again.
John, how nicely does this set up for you that you really didn't have to use your 1 or 2 starter today and you win the game and get that kind of performance and now move into the next couple of days?
Well, I mean, it's debatable whether Marco fits into that group or not now. I mean, you look at what he's accomplished here, but we feel good about any of those guys we throw out there on any given day. I think the big part was we didn't have to use any of the bullpen. We had Cecil and Biagini up there as we were going into the 7th in case things started unraveling quick. They can strike back quick. So, but the fact that Osuna and Grilly, those guys, was also the big thing.
Right here in front.
You mentioned how calm Estrada is. Do you think how key is that for him staying calm in his demeanor when you guys kind of go out with a 5-run lead early on and take that crowd out of it?
Well, I mean that's big for any team, because it's tough to play on the road. One thing I think and mentioned earlier, I think helps pitchers, especially maybe in the first game of first rounds, what have you, when everybody's revved up, guys that have good changeups can be very effective because I think the tendency is guys to be maybe a little over aggressive when they're facing them. So I think that might have been a factor too. But anytime you can get a little lead, it can do wonders for you. Then you don't have to live and die with every pitch you make, and it makes it easier on a manager strategizing. That's for sure.